me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta fill.
Okay, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Juggernaut Retro Reviews. And we are continuing my WrestleMania Retro Reviews, and today we're talking about WrestleMania 23. So, we go all the way back to April 1st, 2007. And what is this? This is about, 16 years ago since WrestleMania 23, which is crazy to think about. You know, the show was held in Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field. This is WrestleMania 22 was the last time that they were in the arena. So, you know, they were in a big stadium here, you know. Really, a lot of people at this show. You know, it was very jam-packed full in the stadium. It was really full WrestleMania. Yeah, the attendance was 74,287 for the show. And the buy rate was pretty big for the show as well. One of the best buy rates that they did since WrestleMania 28. Like, this is the best one since WrestleMania 28. And the tagline for the show was all grown up, throughout the show. I remember this as a kid, when I was watching this on DVD or when I was watching this, watching the pay-per-view. I remember, them always showing like John Cena or like Batista, showing them when they were little kids, had some actors, and they were saying that they were all grown up now, which I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, this WrestleMania is definitely a fun WrestleMania. And, I might say, it's better than 22. Actually, no, I don't know if I'll go on the lines to say that, but it's a pretty good WrestleMania. It's really enjoyable when you go back and watch it. We got the Battle of the Billionaires. We got Vince McMahon, going up against Donald Trump, to see who's going to be getting their head shaved. They weren't facing each other. Like, if they were having a one-on-one match, that would have not turned out that good. But, I think it was just to see who was going to be getting their head shaved. Like, that's the reason why this show got a huge buy rate. And, of course, The Apprentice was big during this time. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's the reason why the show got a big buy rate. And, of course, we also had John Cena and Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. And then we have Batista and the Undertaker for the world title. Undertaker won the Royal Rumble. But, yeah, this was definitely an interesting WrestleMania to watch. So, and also we had the rebirth of ECW here. ECW was a part of this show as well. But, yeah, let's quit wasting time. Let's get started with this review. So, the opening match was the Money in the Bank ladder match. So we had Mr. Kennedy. He's the one who won the Rumble. Won the Rumble. Won the Money in the Bank match. So we also had CM Punk in here. He was representing ECW. We had Randy Orton, Finlay, Matt Hardy, King Booker, with Queen Sharmell in the corner, Edge, and Jeff Hardy. Yeah, this was definitely an interesting Money in the Bank match. Like, had an interesting cast of characters in here. Some people who, didn't really fit into Money in the Bank matches. Like, Booker T, he just, I don't know. I never liked him in ladder matches that much. Orton, he's never one to be, to take crazy spots off of ladders. Let's see, who else? Finlay, he's never one who's been, great into ladder matches. It's it was definitely an interesting match. I feel like they jam-packed a lot of their big stars into this Money in the Bank match here, which is very interesting. But I gotta say, CM Punk, he had a really great showing here. This was his first WrestleMania. He was really selling great here. He took a nice RKO off a ladder. That was pretty cool. Even had Booker T. He was kind of funny in this match. He pulled out a miniature ladder. He says, tell me this ain't real. Like what Booker T usually does. And he threw that CM Punk, but CM Punk intercepted it. I thought that was pretty cool in the match. Of course, we had the infamous spot. Of course, Jeff Hardy and Edge. Their ladder match. Professionals. They're great. This kind of reminded me of TLC a little bit. Of course, we had Matt Hardy here. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, they were doing a lot of double team maneuvers, working together. Matt and Jeff, the Hardy brothers. But we had the infamous spot where Edge, he was on a bridge ladder on the outside of the ring, and Jeff Hardy, he was on this big, humongous ladder in the ring. Which also they were using these new ladders where they can like really break easy. Like they're really pretty cool to see. Where they can just snap at any moment. But yeah, Jeff Hardy does that big leg drop off a ladder into the bridge ladder through Edge. And then after that, you didn't really see much of Jeff Hardy and Edge anymore. They got carted off. They got stretchered off in the match. And I feel like a lot of this match was like people just like hitting their spots. Like you had Orton, doing a whole bunch of RKOs on people. You had Booker T, kicking a lot of people in the face and doing like the Spinneroonie at WrestleMania. You had CM Punk, doing some decent stuff. You even had some wonky stuff. You had Hornswoggle get involved, which if it was any other match, it would have been really cringeworthy to see Hornswoggle get involved. But yeah, Hornswoggle, he tried stopping Mr. Kennedy from grabbing the Money Bank briefcase to help out, Finley. But it didn't really go the way for Hornswoggle. He got a Kenton bomb off the top of the ladder. It looks like CM Punk, he was going to be the one who was winning, but he took a pretty nasty ladder to the head and knocked CM Punk off the ladder. And then Mr. Kennedy won. He was the Money Bank winner. I was never a big fan of Mr. Kennedy. It seems like they were trying to push him quite a bit, but of course later on in the year, he had his it was a misdiagnosis of his like tricep injury. The same injury that CM Punk has right now. I kind of wish CM Punk's injury was a misdiagnosis. That they got it wrong. But with that being said, I was just never a big fan of Mr. Kennedy. Of course, that Edge would end up getting the Money in the Bank briefcase later on in the year. But yeah, it was a cool Money in the Bank match. Not bad. It was just they really jam packed this Money in the Bank full with like a lot of big a lot of big superstars here. But yeah, Mr. Kennedy ended up winning here. All right, and then the next match we had was the Great Khali going up against Kane, and it was a really short match. I couldn't really get into this match very much. One of my buddies on their podcast, it was on True Heel Heat. He was saying that over in India, they would put Great Khali matches on last. So they would like edit up the show. So guess what? The Great Khali was main event in WrestleMania 23 over in India. But yeah, this was a really short match. There's one point in the match where Kane, he hit a he did a body slam the Great Khali. I think that's one of the replay that moment of when Hulk Hogan did that to Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. So they just wanted to do that again. Yeah, Great Khali ends up winning the match. Ends up bringing a chain in and after the match starts choking out Kane with the chain. But yeah, they were trying to push the Great Khali. He would end up winning the title later on in the summertime, which the whole infamous where he holds up the title upside down. Yeah, Great Khali. He was something else. Never a big fan of him. But Kane, he did some pretty nice selling here. It was kind of baffling that like Kane lost to the Great Khali. Like what? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it was okay for what it was. Nothing crazy. All right, and then the next match we had was the United States Championship match. We had Chris Benoit defending the title against Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP. This was a pretty decent match. Not too long of a match here. People were kind of shitting over MVP, saying, he's too green, he shouldn't be in the spot here. He was even trying to do a little bit of mat wrestling with MVP, which didn't come off the greatest. MVP, he was doing some pretty nice counters to the crossface. He couldn't get the crossface in at some points. So he ended up having to win by the flying headbutt, which the flying headbutt, it's a cool move to watch, but it's a pretty dangerous maneuver. Like when you're throwing your whole head and you're throwing all your body weight, with your head and stuff, that just doesn't seem good. And it doesn't look bad when he connects with, connects onto another human. But like when he's doing it like on a foreign object, like a title belt, steel chair, or like Randy Orton's boots or something, it looks pretty bad. It looks dangerous. Like it looks very cringe. That's the reason why Benoit had all of his, CTE, all of his concussions, because he was getting hit in the head so many times, and or even when you're hitting the mat, that's really hard. It takes a toll on your skull and your brain. But yeah, Benoit ended up winning here. This was quite something. His last WrestleMania, he wins by a flying headbutt. In his first Mania, he wins by a flying headbutt. So yeah, and then like he had the IC title for his first Mania, and then he goes out defending the United States title here. But yeah, it was a fine match where it was. MVP tried his hardest here, so I gotta give it that. So yeah. We move on to the next match, which was the World Heavyweight Championship match. We had Batista defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the Undertaker, which, as a kid, I was going, why did this match go on so early? But, it kind of makes sense. Because, in 05, you had... Also, they wanted to have Cena, be the one who, to be main event in the show. So they didn't want Batista and Taker to be around any part of the main event. So I think that's why they did that, because they were trying to make John Cena the man of WWE. But yeah, this was definitely interesting here. So Undertaker, he won the 2007 Royal Rumble, and he had a choice. He had the ECW champion out there, Bobby Lashley. He had the WWE champion John Cena, and the world champion Batista. It would have been funny. That would have been funny if he would have picked Batista. Not Batista, sorry. Bobby Lashley to face at WrestleMania. That would have been hilarious. I kind of wish he would have picked John Cena, but then again, they were trying to make Cena the man, and they didn't want to have Cena lose at WrestleMania, so that's why they kept them apart. But yeah, so ultimately, Undertaker ended up picking Batista here. And, it was a face versus face match, which, it's interesting. Both world title matches were face versus face. There were points where, in the build to this match, they were doing a little bit of like, sport, showing up each other, like attacking each other a little bit, or having, security guards having to break up their fights and stuff. Better than that, it was just like over respect and all that, it was, trying to one up each other. Yeah, but this match got under 16 minutes here. Yeah, this match was go. This is pretty cool. This is the first time ever we had Undertaker and Batista. I think it was Michael Hayes who, said that, hey, that it should be Batista and Undertaker here. Yeah, Undertaker really brought it out of Batista here, made it, because Batista, he can put on good matches. It depends on who he's working with, but yeah, Undertaker really brought the best in him here. There were some pretty cool spots in the match. Batista, he was just like really aggressive here. He did a nice running power slam through an announce table. That was something that was really cool to see. Undertaker, he was just so jacked here. He was like in the best shape of his life. Like this was Undertaker's prime here. Like I said, we never seen Undertaker win a Royal Rumble match, so yeah, it was a cool first time thing. But yeah, Undertaker, he does this amazing dive. Like he just clears the rope so well, lands on Batista. It was just so nice. And like the finishing spots, like nobody's ever kicked out of the Batista bomb, and like Undertaker kicks out of the Batista bomb. Nobody ever kicks out of the last ride, which it looks like Taker was struggling to get him up for the last ride, with how big Batista is, how jacked he is. But nobody's ever kicked out of the last ride. He kicks out of that. And then kicks out of the choke slam. And of course, like the thing to end it off, you had Batista go into the ropes and then, or go into the turnbuckle. And then Undertaker ends up landing the Tombstone Piledriver to win the World Championship here at WrestleMania. So his streak continues to 15-0 at WrestleMania 23 here. This was definitely a fun-paced match. I'm kind of happy that they put this match in this spot here, right in the middle of the card. Really fun match. Like I said, it was this go, really fast-paced match. Like Undertaker, he just looked in phenomenal shape. Phenomenal. But yeah, we will move on to the next match, which we had was the ECW match here. We had ECW representing here, the rebirth of ECW, which wasn't that good of a rebirth, but it is what it is. We had an 8-man tag team match. We had the ECW originals, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and the Sandman going up against the New Breed, Elijah Burks, Marcus Corvon, which was Monty Brown and TNA. This was his one and only WWE pay-per-view he was on. Matt Stryker, Kevin Thorne, which was Mordecai in WWE, and then we had Ariel, which she was also in TNA as well. But yeah, this match here. Yeah, this match was kind of whatever here. I mean, it was cool, to see some ECW guys on here, give the ECW guys a win, the originals a win. Matt Stryker, he was taking a lot of the punishment, from a lot of these guys. There were some fuckery spots in here, as I would say. Rob Van Dam ended up hitting a 5-star frog splash onto Matt Stryker to end up picking up the victory for the ECW originals. Yeah, and then Rob Van Dam, he wasn't happy during this time. He was just counting down the days until his contract came to an end. Like, he was just tired of being on the road. And you could definitely see that with Rob Van Dam here. But, I mean, Taz on commentary, he was just so happy. He goes like, hey, we finally made it to WrestleMania. And, like, it's a cool thing in the moment. But, yeah, ECW just got buried. WWE's version of ECW was just buried. But, yeah, I mean, this match was just whatever. I didn't care about it that much. That's how much ECW mattered for WWE. But yeah, now we move on to the Battle of the Billionaires. So we had the hair versus hair match, and Stone Cold Steve Austin was the special guest referee in this match. So we had Bobby Lashley, and in the corner of Bobby Lashley, we had Donald Trump going up against Umaga. And in the corner of Umaga, you had Mr. McMahon. So, yeah. This match was like, this was the reason why a lot of people bought this pay-per-view, and you say what you say I can't even talk right now. You can say what you say. You can say what you want about Donald Trump. We're not going to get into all the political stuff with him. But yeah, he is he's definitely a character to watch. Donald Trump is, he really fit in the wrestling world. But yeah, Bobby Lashley and Umaga here. This was definitely an interesting match. Really, this was an overdone match. I mean, we had Shane McMahon, Stone Cold getting involved. Trying to fight over to see who's going to be the referee in the match. Even saw Shane McMahon do a coast to coast with a trash can to Bobby Lashley. I thought that was pretty cool. Donald Trump, his cheering on Bobby Lashley says, "Go Bobby!" Like chanting, like rooting Bobby on, which was so cringeworthy. I did not like that at all. Even had Donald Trump and McMahon get into it. Donald Trump clotheslined Vince McMahon. Yeah, this was definitely interesting. In commentary, you go like, was like, who's gonna be getting their head shaved? Like because Donald Trump, he had some amazing hair. He really had some amazing hair. I think it was like a few manias ago. I think who was it? Was it Gorilla Monsoon who was like talking about how great Donald Trump's hair was? But yeah, Bobby Lashley ends up hitting the spear on Umaga, and then now Vince got his head shaved. And I tell you what, Vince has never been the same after after this head shaving. Like he never could recover from this. Like it really hurt him on the inside really bad. But yeah, Vince never really recovered after this. But yeah, this was definitely a fun match to watch here. A fun segment to watch. I'll say that. Of course, we had Stone Cold after the match throwing out some stunners, giving the stunner to Donald Trump even, then going off drinking a beer. Classic Stone Cold Steve Austin. And the ring was a mess. And commentary was going like, how much is Vince McMahon's hair going to be worth on eBay and all that? So I thought that was pretty funny. Or like the WWE auction. So I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, Bobby Lashley won and McMahon got his head shaved. So there we go. And also Bobby Lashley, they were trying to make him a big star and maybe try to make him like the next Brock Lesnar, but he had some issues going on, I think, with his wife or something like that. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but yeah, there was something going on there. So he wasn't going to be lasting too much longer in WWE. But yeah. Now we move on to the Lumberjill match for the WWE Women's Championship. We have Melina defending the title against Ashley Massaro. Yeah, I don't care about this match at all. I mean, yeah, it's cool that they got the women on here, but Ashley Massaro, she was not good in the ring. Like, she did not have a good like WrestleMania presence about her. I don't remember even much about this match. It was like a 3-minute match. Yeah, this match was not important at all. Melina wins, and it's unfortunate. What happened back in 2019 with Ashley. She was one of the victims of Vince McMahon. And she right here she looked really happy. She looked really happy, and it's unfortunate to what she did to herself, but kind of connects the dots on. You see what Vince was like. Which, it's sad what Ashley did to herself. Nobody should go through that, but unfortunately, people get traumatized so much that they don't see no way out. Which, we're gonna touch on a somber thing here, but like if you guys are feeling any type of way, feeling like you can't find a way out, definitely call some help. I really truly mean that, because suicide shouldn't be the way out. And yeah, we're just going to touch on that a minute there. Okay. So if you need any help, reach out to someone. You can even reach out to me. Reach out to me on social media. Talk to me, because I'm willing to talk to you guys. Because I'm a big mental health advocate. I really care about that a lot. I don't really talk about it very much on here, but yeah, I really care about that a lot. So yeah, definitely hit me up if you need to talk to me about anything. Okay, now let's get back into the wrestling. So, we had the WWE Championship match. We had John Cena defending the title against Shawn Michaels. Now, this was a really fun match here. Of course, at WrestleMania 22, we had John Cena going up against Triple H. Now, we got his partner, Shawn Michaels, here. And you even had Shawn Michaels coming out to the DX music, Shawn Michaels looked great here. He was kind of being like the teacher here for John Cena, and Cena was a student. Of course, this being the Motor City, John Cena does his nice, cool entrance in his souped-up car. I don't remember what came out. Was it a Dodge Charger? I don't remember exactly. Or was it a Ford? I can't remember exactly. But yeah, Cena came in, smashing through the glass. Cena, he's a big car collector. So it didn't surprise me that he came out doing this entrance here. But yeah, Shawn Michaels and John Cena. This was a really good match, and you know, at the time when I was watching, it's like, see, you know, a kind of takeaway for this match was like, or like a negative from this match was Cena not doing the selling of his knee. I don't know, maybe he forgot to sell it, or if he just didn't want to. But like, yeah, him not selling his knee injury during the match. But yeah, Michaels and Cena. This was a great, crazy back and forth match. You know, Michaels was even being cocky in this match a bit of a way. You know, saying, you know, dodging the punches and like of John Cena and telling him that he was in the wrong place. You know, it's not his time yet. You know, so Cena, I mean, Michaels was, I mean, he wasn't acting like a prick, but you know, he was being cocky in a way. You know, like I said, being the teacher. So yeah, we had that there. Even saw a pretty cool spot where Michaels went for this moonsault, and he kind of hit his kneecaps on the announce table, and kind of like seeing his neck, back of his neck or head hit the announce table, which looked pretty bad. He had so many great counters in this match, and I thought that was really good. Michaels hit a nice, a nice pile driver on the steel steps. Even had one point where Michaels bladed. He got busted open, went into the ring post, and Michaels doesn't really cut that much, or he doesn't blade that much. But for these big matches, you know, he bleeds. We even had Cena bleeding a little bit here. Of course, you know there was a ref bump here, with who was it? I can't remember who the ref was in this match, but yeah, there was a ref bump. So we have a new ref come out, and Cena was arguing through, you know, sometimes throughout the match, but that ended up, you know, he ended up getting hit with the sweet chin music out of nowhere. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, a lot of counters, a lot of transitions, you know, with the counters that they were doing, which was nice, like with the FU and like countering into, you know, Michaels landing on his feet, or like getting, you know, countered into the STFU. I thought that was really cool. And the way that Shawn Michaels did the selling, which was great, you know, when he was in the STF, when he wasn't tapping out for a while, and he finally ended up having to tap out. So yeah, Cena ends up retaining. Cena ends up retaining the WWE Championship by submission, by, you know, locking in the STF. So he did that 2 years in a row. You know, first at WrestleMania 22, he made Michaels tap out to the STFU. I mean, sorry, Triple H tap out to the STFU. And then now, you know, he makes Michaels tap out to it. So you definitely know that they're making John Cena the man here at this WrestleMania. They're making him the guy. So, you know, that was something interesting here. And I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise, you know, with Triple H, you know, getting injured. Because what if Triple H never got injured? Could they have done that rematch here with Cena and Triple H, which I would not have wanted to see that there. I mean, it was Mania 22, but I don't think anybody wanted to see that here at 23. So yeah, it was kind of a blessing in disguise here. But yeah, Cena wins. And he kind of goes for a handshake with Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels goes like, not tonight. But I mean, Cena still gives him a salute. And that's how WrestleMania ends. You know, the pyro goes off for John Cena, you know, basically saying that he's the man. You know, he has the torch. You know, he's holding it now. And that's how Mania ended. So overall, I thought WrestleMania 23 was a very enjoyable show. I definitely recommend. You know, if you never checked out this WrestleMania before, check it out. This is definitely one worthy to watch. I'll say the match to definitely check out is definitely check out the main event. That's worthy of checking out. Check out the World Championship match between the Undertaker and Batista. Yeah, those are two matches you should really check out. But yeah, that was my WrestleMania 23 review. I'm going to be doing some more retro WrestleMania reviews as well, so stay tuned for that. So definitely stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Also, turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And also, don't Don't forget to share the video with your friends, your family, your dog, your cat. Share with whoever. Definitely share the video. I'm on the road to 800 subscribers, so let's get me to the 800 mark. And we got a lot of videos coming out next week. Next week is WrestleMania week, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, this was my review for WrestleMania 23, and this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out, and I will see you guys in my next video, whenever that may be.